welcome to my channel. My name is Dawn over here. If you're new, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Today we're going to be testing out some new drugstore makeup. There are a few things I will do off camera just because it's not new, but for the most part it's going to be a full face, or at least a full face for me, because I don't at this moment do brows. For eyeliner, I normally just go with a shadow, so we don't have a new actual eyeliner. And for eyes today, we just have some really pretty shimmers that are new, and then I'm just going to use the bronzer that we are trying out today in the crease. So if this is a video that you enjoy, if you like new makeup, if you like to see other people test out new makeup, and you would like my opinion on these new products, there are two products that have been out for a while, but if you're not new here, you know that we've been going through some pretty serious stuff here. I haven't let you guys know what that stuff is yet. I do plan to do a sit down, get ready with me, and explain to me what's been going on and why I was MIA for about 4 or 5 months. I didn't do a lot of purchasing just because I like to purchase the new stuff or anything that gets sent to me in PR, which isn't very often. I'm not a huge channel, as you guys can all see, which I'm okay with. This is more of a hobby. I have a full-time job, I have a family, so I'm okay with that, but sometimes I do get some PR. I tried not to really purchase anything because I like to try that stuff out on camera with you guys. So go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you will like this type of content, and let's get started in our new makeup testing video. We have a new product from Essence. It is their Hydra Kiss lip oil, and I have mine in the shade Pink Champagne. So we're going to try this out as just a nourishing lip product for on the lips first while we do our makeup. And here's what the wand looks like. So just your typical thick wand. Oh, let me turn on my mirror over there so I can see. It feels very, very thin. Ooh, it's nice and juicy. If you see me looking over here, that's because that's where my mirror's at. I do really like it. Can you guys see that? That's awesome. So I am liking this. So far, so good. We will go ahead and continue to leave it on throughout the video. I did put a lip mask on this morning just because they felt really crusty, but that's besides the point. So that's the look I like. I like the wet, juicy look that you can get from a good lip oil. Sometimes I like them thicker. It's just depending what I'm going for. I like the formula to be thick and sometimes thin, but this one is definitely more of a thinner formula. I feel like if you put too much on, it could get sticky and get like those goopy lines, but so far so good. I'm really liking it. It feels really hydrating. It's also going to determine how it feels when I take it off, because some lip oils and lip products, once you take them off, because we do have a lip balm and lip liner to try out at the end, it can make your lips feel dry. I like a product that when I take it off, my lips are still feeling really nice and nourished. So that is our lip product. Okay, so we have 2 primers to try out. So I usually try not to try out primers, by the way, with new foundations, just because you don't know how they're going to react. But I do have 2 primers and a newish foundation. The foundation, they've had the matte out for years and years and years. And I did try that years ago, and it was all right. I have dry skin, so matte isn't necessarily always the best formulation for me. If you have dry skin, you can use a matte. I have had a few matte foundations I have enjoyed. However, you want to really, really, really prep your skin. I did go ahead and pick up their matte version again because you can't beat it. It's under $6. You just can't beat that. And just because I want to test it out again. I've done a lot of work on my skin over the years, so it might work now. But we have their dewy version, which is their newer version. They haven't came out with a foundation since their matte one in years, so I wanted to try that. But we also have 2 new primers. Again, I try not to pair the 2 together, so I will be testing also, if you're new here, all these products out throughout weeks to months, and then I will feature them in a speed reviews and give my final thoughts. These are all just first impressions. I haven't tried any of these products, but the first one is new from LA Girl. It is their Blurring Putty Primer. So just the name of it kind of reminds me of the e.l.f. It retails for $8.99. You can get it at Ulta. You might be able to get it at other places, but where I live, I got it at Ulta. And a little bit of information, this revolutionary LA Girl Blurring Putty Primer is designed to create the perfect base for your makeup, blurring imperfections and ensuring your look stays impeccable all day long. So here's what it looks like. It's that putty feel. Say goodbye and minimize fine lines and pores. Achieve that professional, long-lasting makeup look with ease. So here is what it's going to look like on. Let me see if I can get it to focus here. Like I also told you guys, I am new to this camera, so please bear with me. Sometimes it's hard to get to focus. There we go. We'll have to see. It's definitely a lot like the e.l.f. poreless putty primer. So it feels really putty-like. It feels just like the e.l.f. one. I wasn't a huge fan of that. It was too drying for me. I do like their liquid form they came out last year actually. But it did a little bit blurring on the back of my hand. So we will put this on this side, and then the other one we'll put on this side. So let's go ahead and do that. I don't have, I'm trying to look here to make sure. Nope, I don't have any other primer. Sometimes I will pair, you know, like hydrating primer on like the outer portion of my face, or even all over my face. I've done that before. And then I put a blurring primer underneath. So I am just putting it here in the pore area. I don't have a lot of enlarged pores. I don't have too much of a pore issue. Let me go ahead and move my mirror a little bit closer. But I like blurring. So, and our other one is blurring as well. Let me fix my mirror real quick, guys. I apologize. There we go. Okay, that looks nice. It feels a lot like the e.l.f. one, I will say that. So it's not super hydrating. We're going to pull a little bit right here too, just because I have some fine lines and wrinkles. And then I will kind of blend it out. So there's a little bit on the outer portion of my face, but where whatever is left over on my finger is going to be on the outer portion. I'm focusing it more on the inner of my face. And then we'll go ahead. I always put over here too, just because I got a little bit of pores on the chin. So we'll put it on this side because we have that other primer. And then whatever's left over, I'm going to put here. And then on this side of my nose. So I zoomed you guys in just so you could see what it does. So it's definitely blurring. It feels okay. It does, like I said, feel drying like the e.l.f. one. So we'll see how the product lays on top of it. Our foundation, it's not bad. I'm not a huge putty primer type of fan, mainly because I didn't have a good experience with the e.l.f. one. Like I said, their liquid one I really like. But it was new, LA girls, inexpensive, wanted to give it a try. Okay, the next one that we're going to do on this side is the NYX Blur Sunscreen SPF 30. Now, I already put my sunscreen on, so don't ever go off of just sunscreen and makeup. It's just a nice extra bonus for protection, but you want to always wear your normal sunscreen. So here's what that looks like. It's a little squeezy tube. I'm not exactly sure how much to use, so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit out, and then we will go ahead and apply like we did last time. Okay, so this is definitely not like a putty filming. This is what actually the e.l.f. putty liquid one feels like. It's a nice liquid form. This I like already a lot better. It feels so silky, but not greasy, but really silky, smooth. And I didn't have to use very much at all. Like that was very little. And I'm able to get it all over on this portion of my face, and then whatever is left over I'm going to go ahead and put on the outer portions of my face like we did on the other side. And as you guys can see, my face is very red. I have rosacea, so when it gets touched, it definitely gets red. A little information, it retails for $14. NYX is one of the more expensive brands. Blur and grip to beat the heat. Meet the new Blur Screen Primer from NYX Professional Makeup with SPF 30 protection, a 3-in-1 blurring primer. So they're both blurring, and I wanted you guys to be zoomed in so we could see what the difference is. So let's go ahead and look. So here is the LA Girl and the NYX. I personally am going to say I like the NYX one better. I feel like they both did a good job blurring. So definitely they both blurred. But as far as how it felt and how it wasn't that putty drying feeling that I normally don't like and didn't really like from LA Girl, it definitely did a good job with that. I'm going to actually go ahead and put a little bit of this one on the forehead. I didn't put any of the other one on the forehead just because I don't have a lot of issues up there. I have some fine lines, but we're working on that. They're actually a heck of a lot better than what they used to be. So normally I do my eye makeup first, but for one, we're not going with a full face of eye makeup today, so it didn't really matter, but I wanted to get this on and let the primer sit while we do the eye makeup. But I definitely will say I definitely recommend this one over the LA Girl one. If you're someone that you didn't mind the e.l.f. one, maybe if you have oily skin and you don't have dry skin, then the putty primer might be better for you. But if you're like me and you have the dry skin, you've got some texture, you've got fine lines, wrinkles, you know, you like something more hydrating and liquid, go for the NYX one. I will say they both did a good job of blurring. We'll see how they both do a good job as far as keeping our foundation on, because that's also another test. But so far, based off of first impressions and putting them on in the feel of everything, I like the NYX one better. I have this NYX bronzer that's new, and like I said, we're gonna use that on the crease and on our face. This is the Buttermelt Pressed Powder Natural Finish Bronzer. I have mine in Deserve Butta. It retails for $10. They have a ton of shades, I normally go for a neutral undertone. I don't remember if this one claims to be a neutral undertone. I can look real quick or try to while I give you guys some information and see if it is, because they say, yeah, so this is a light medium neutral undertone is what it claims to be. I think it personally has more of a reddish undertone, which I'm okay with. I actually, if I can't find a good neutral undertone bronzer to bronze up my face, I don't do a lot of contour or sculpting every so often, but mainly I like the bronze look with the blush and sometimes highlighter. We do have a new highlighter here that I'm quite nervous to actually use, to be honest, you guys, but we'll get there when we get there. Anyways, but if I can't find a good neutral undertone for bronzer, I do like reddish. Orange, I don't like. It just doesn't look good on my skin tone. So let's open this up and I'll share with you guys what it looks like. I mean, just look how silky and beautiful that looks. And it really does swatch beautifully. I open everything, by the way, when I get stuff, guys. I do. And I will definitely swatch it. I don't try the stuff. If I do, I let you guys know. But I like to swatch it, fill it out. I mean, it looks really pretty too. So I'm definitely excited to give this a try on the face, but we're just gonna throw it in the eyes. It retails for $10 and it says NYX Professional Makeup Buttermelt Bronzing Blends Like Powder and Glides Like Butter. And it's spelled B-U-T-T-A. So that's cute. For a sun-soaked bronze with a natural finish and 12 hours of wear. Also on my eyes, for the shimmer color we're gonna put on, I put on the, here it is, the Moira Glitter Primer. I was gonna put this in this video and then I was like, you know what, I've actually already tested this. I wanted to give it a try. It is newish from Moira, but I'm sorry, it's not something that I went ahead and decided to go ahead and use for this video. I did for a minute, and then one day I was using my Natasha Denona I Need a Nude, and I was like, you know what, I need that, because as much as I love that palette, there is definitely, for me at least personally, quite a bit of fallout on my face. And I even do my shadow first. I always do shadow before my face for that reason, but I still have a lot of fallout. And then I don't know if I'm just not very good at getting rid of my fallout, but it's still there. Like, which I mean says a lot for the shimmer shadows for sure. But I went ahead and I was really wanting to use that eyeshadow palette that day, but I didn't want the fallout, and I went back and forth. I'm like, you know what, I'll use it, and then I will just use it in this video and let you guys know my thoughts, and I will feature in a speed reviews because I haven't used it enough to give a final thought in this video. But as far as first impressions of using it once and then now again today, I actually really like it. It helped my Natasha Denona palette shimmer stay on, and that says a lot. So it's nice and silky, and it does kind of come off as like a pinkish color, but then it just blends in really easily into your skin, and it gives that nice tacky finish. It even provides a little bit of coverage. I don't put it all over my lid, or all over my eyes, I should say, just on my lid here where my shimmers will go. And then I like to, I'm going to put a little bit of more bronzer on that other eye, because I think I apply a little more on the other one. I like to keep my shimmers on my lids. I have hooded eyes. I'm 38, going on 39 this year. It's so hard to believe, you guys. It's crazy. I'm getting so old. But I'm really, really liking this in the crease of my eyes. Like, this bronzer is blending really well, so I'm excited to see how it blends on our face. And then next we have these two new Shadow Dust single palettes from Moira. I'm thinking these might be a dupe. I'm hoping for the Moon Dust from Urban Decay. It's been so long since I've tried those. I want to give a little information here. I have Fairy Dust in this one and then Rose in this one, so I'm going to at first try to apply them with a brush to see, because some shadows, you know, are better with a brush. Sometimes they're better with a finger. So we'll see. But I'm going to put this one here. This one's Rose, mainly on the lid, and then the lighter, more white one. And again, I have swatched it. It's beautiful. They swatch beautiful as the outer corner because it is lighter, and having the hooded eyes, you want to go just a tad light with your colors. But look at that. You guys, just look at that. I mean, so, so pretty. They're very, very wet feeling. So, I mean, look at that beautiful glow, you guys. It's so beautiful. Okay, and then our other one is Fairy. I'll show that with you guys. This is the one we're going to put on the outer corner because of the hooded eyes, but it's beautiful. I think it would be good for like an inner corner highlight as well. I mean, look at that. Oh my God. And it's so wet. Like just so wet and shimmery, but not like super, super glittery. Not like the highlighter that I didn't think was going to have specks of glimmer, and it looks like it kind of does. But a little bit of information that they give you says, get ready to elevate your eye game with Moira Chrome Light Shadow. This incredible product delivers a highly pigmented metallic finish with a foiled effect for sure. It's reminding me a lot of the Natasha Denona foil formula in her palettes that is sure to turn heads. Its microfine glitter provides maximum sparkle with minimum fallout, and its creamy and smooth formula blends seamlessly for a radiant and versatile look that lasts all day. I agree with all that just based off the swatches. It's very nice and creamy. So I'm gonna go in with a brush and we're gonna spray it real quick. And I've actually been enjoying, and I do have, like I said, the glitter glue on it, but I do like to still spray. But what I've been doing lately, we're gonna go in with our inner corner color first, the lighter one, Fairy, is I like to dab my brush with my shadow and then I spray it. I don't know why, I feel like that makes it a lot easier. Like it makes it stick easier. Ooh, okay. We're gonna do one eye with the brush and one with the fingers so we can see. But look at that, you guys, that's so pretty. So, so pretty. That's why I have you guys zoomed in. We'll zoom back out once we get to like the blush bronzer. And we do have 2 cream blushes to try. So one will be on one side of the face, one will be on the other. I do have a little bit of fallout coming out down here, but that's not too bad. And then I'm gonna dab in just a little more just to see if we can build it up a little. I'm just trying to keep it right here, and then the rose will go on the other side. And then I'm going to take my finger and then we're going to apply it on that outer corner. I think I like it better with the finger. I feel like I can get it pressed in and I'm not feeling like I'm getting any fallout on this side. So I feel like the finger works better because I can press it on that glitter glue that I have on my lid. Whereas the brush, you can't really press it, and I don't feel like I needed to go back in on that eye. But look at that pretty, pretty shimmer. And then we're gonna go ahead and just use fingers to apply the second color to the rest of the eye because I do like that application better, and we've already tried the brush. Ooh, it's so pretty if you just mix it together. That, I mean, I hope you guys can see. I hope it's coming off on camera as beautiful as it is in person. And I'm just going over in the middle part of that lighter shade, just a little, mixing them together. Oh, that's so pretty. That's so pretty. I really think that lighter shade is perfect for an inner corner highlight type of color. Absolutely gorgeous. These just, oh, they are totally worth it. They are $6, I want to say. Let me look real quick. They are very inexpensive. Yes, $6. I have some products from Moira I've tried, I didn't enjoy. Like their last setting powder was one that I was about, but oh my goodness, you guys. Like their pressed powder, it was just a little too drying for me. But I have found some products from the brand that I love, and these definitely, I wouldn't say they're necessarily a full-on dupe to the Urban Decay Moon Dust shadows, but they are definitely a great alternative and at the fraction of a price. Okay, so the foundation now is the new Wet n Wild Photofocus Dewy version. It has all the same claims as the more matte one. It has the same applicator, which I don't like. I really don't like this, but you know what? It is what it is. It's that spatula applicator that I know a lot of people do not like. And still has that paint smell to it that their matte one did. It retails for under $6. I got mine at Walmart. I'm pretty sure it was like 5 something. But I don't see it on the Ulta online for the dewy version, but the same claims, like I said, for the dewy is for the matte, other than the formulation is the same in the sense that it still gives you that better than skin. It says, your skin only better, Wet n Wild's high-performing, skin-perfecting photo focus liquid foundation underwent major brow testing under 7 different photo lighting conditions to deliver flawless camera-ready makeup every time. So this is really great. I mean, it says it in its name, photo focus. They have a powder too that's really good for photography, videography, all of that stuff. So the only difference is this is dewy instead of matte. So we're gonna apply one side with a sponge, one with a brush. And this shade is definitely gonna be a little too light for me. I actually mistakenly grabbed the wrong shade. So I'm just gonna kind of spread this out on this side. We'll go ahead and go with the sponge on this side, and then we'll go with the brush on the other side. And I'm not dipping back in. I'm just going to spread this out with what's on my, whatever you wanna call that, spatula. So we're gonna take our brush. I said brush on this side, right? No, I said sponge. We're going with our sponge on this side. And we're gonna blend it in. I usually like, oh yeah, that's really light. But we'll make it work, because that bronzer, I feel like it's going to be definitely more warm. So we should be able to make it work with our bronzer. And you know what? I actually forgot that I have a new loose powder from Moira. So instead of using the one that I uphold, that isn't necessarily drugstore, but it is kind of in that price range, because as you all know, drugstore is getting up there. I went ahead and pulled that. So I was kind of skeptical, mainly because, like I said, I tried their pressed powder and I didn't really enjoy it much. I don't like to put this under my eyes, like foundation under my eyes. So I can bring this up here. Yeah, that's so light, you guys. I think I have mine in soft beige, and I accidentally got ivory, soft ivory. I grabbed the wrong one, or it was in its wrong spot. I was in a hurry, but we're gonna make it work. We will make it work. I can always, if I like the formula, I can always go back and get a different shade. And I did get it under my eye, so I will have to fix that. Sometimes that happens, but there it is with the sponge side. That's so pretty. It's not drying. It gives this beautiful natural dewy look. It's not overly dewy, and then nothing on that side. So now I'm just going to take that spatula, and I am taking a little bit off of the spatula because there's quite a bit that's put on the spatula, and I don't feel like you really need a lot. It's supposed to be a medium to full coverage foundation. I'm more of medium to light medium these days. I'm not someone who really enjoys a full coverage foundation anymore. And a lot of times, even if I have a shade match, I bring it down my neck just to make everything blend really well together. We're definitely doing that today because it is not a shade match at all. Definitely not. I like to use both applications to see how it applies, you know. Will it apply better, give you more coverage with a sponge or with a brush? I always go in though, regardless. Oh my gosh. I hope it's not looking as ghostly white as it's looking in my viewfinder. Because in person it's not as white, I promise. But it's looking like on camera, that's what it looks like. And it's not that white. It's actually not too bad of a shade match, I promise you guys. But I will always go back in with my sponge just to press everything in. Even when I use a brush, it's just how I do it. I like to make sure everything blends really well and cohesively together. I feel like you get a little bit more of a coverage with the brush, but not too much more, where I don't think it really makes too much of a difference. You can really use either and still get a really good coverage to this foundation, and it just looks so pretty. Like I said, it looks like such a beautiful, natural, glowy and dewy, but not too dewy, not too glowy. Even though I have the dry skin and I prefer more dew and glow to my skin, I don't like it to be over dewy and glowy. So I am very much impressed with that. Here's what it looks like. So, so pretty. Like I said, I forgot we do have a Moira. So I'm going to go off camera. I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes for the mascara. I have to curl them, you guys. I'm sorry, but all mascara looks terrible on me if I don't at least curl them. So I like to give the mascara a little bit of a chance. And then we will come back on, and I will also do my concealer off camera, and I'll let you guys know what concealer I used. And then we will go ahead and set the face after we do our liquid blushes, we'll set the blush with the new Moira powder, and then we will go back in with our NYX bronzer and bronze up the face and put a little bit more life into this face. Because like I said, it's not as bad in person, it's not as white, but it's definitely not my shade. It's a beautiful foundation. I highly recommend it. It's under $6, at least if you get it at Walmart. This is our first blush here. It is new from Flower Beauty. It's the Ultra Light Liquid Blush. It's got that sponge applicator, which I did not like her bronzer or her other blush I tried. The bronzer just did not blend very well at all. So I did swatch it. It's such a pretty color. And I do like that it's got the on and off applicator, because you know how these can get, they can get very, very messy. So I do want to put a little bit on the back of my hand to show you guys the color. It is so gorgeous. Look at that color. So pretty. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to apply it, I think, to this side. Let's go ahead and apply it to this side, and then this side we'll do our other, and we will set it at some point. But right now we're going to do the blush because our bronzer is powder. So I want to do this one first. So I'm just going to dab a little. I get really, really nervous with these type of blushes. So I don't like to go in with a lot when I'm trying a new product, not knowing how much I can use, how it's going to apply, how it's going to blend, especially like I said with this brand, because I did have not the best of luck the last time with her liquid blush. But this is blending a lot nicer, and I like to start up higher. It's just how I apply my blush. It's all in what you like and how you like to apply things, because it's your face. It's your canvas. You know, that's how I see makeup, is like painting. Our face is a blank canvas, and then we just go with it with the makeup and we make a pretty picture. So that blended really, really easily, and that's so pretty. I like to leave a lot less down on my cheeks, just because the shape of my face and my age, I prefer to have it like that. So that's so, so pretty. I am really liking this. Definitely, like I said, we'll have to test out more, and we will set it when we're done with the other one. I apologize, guys. I did not give any information on the liquid blush from Flower Beauty. So real quickly, $14.50, and it has a decent amount of shades. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, 5 shades. And I have mine in Cheeky. Forgot to give you that information. $14.50, and it's the Ultra Light Liquid Blush. Spice up your cheeks with a natural boosted color thanks to this easy to apply gel based tint. I definitely feel like it's more of a tint, and it's definitely felt like a gel base. I was thinking when I first swatched it, when I got it, I mean, if you look at this color, you're going to think, holy cow, that's going to be very, very pigmented. It's not. It's more like a tint, but I'm okay with that, especially in the summertime. But our next one is from Moira. So we have these new cream blushes, Loveheat cream blush, and I have mine in I Desire You. They retail for $9.50, and this is also one that you're going to think is going to be very pigmented too. So I guess we'll find out, right? It's got like a purple undertone. I'm very intrigued by that. I mean, look at that. It's very creamy, so definitely a really nice creamy blush, and it seems like it blends really well. But look at that. I'm not sure how I feel about the purple undertone. It definitely didn't look like that on the picture when I bought it. Moira Loveheat Cream Blush is a beautiful, lightweight, buildable cream formula that melts and blends with ease. Infused with vitamin E and rose hip oil, so I like that it's got really good ingredients. Obviously, you don't rely on skincare in your makeup for skincare, but it's good to apply good products with good ingredients on top of our skin. That's why I like it. This creamy formula will leave a natural, dewy, flush finish, 10 shades from every day to bold for every complexion. And I feel like this definitely gave a nice dewy look as well. So we're going to go in with a different brush. We're going to go in with this one. And when I go in like this for blushes, I like to tap off the back of my hand or in here first before applying to my face, especially when it's new. I don't know how much to apply. I don't want to go overboard and apply too much. Okay, so this is just like the Flower Beauty in the sense that it's definitely more lighter coverage as well. And the shades are close, but you can definitely see this has more of a purple hue to it. But it's not as much of a purple undertone as I thought. Because at first I was like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of purple undertone. When you swatch it, it really does seem like it's going to be this purple undertone. And then when I was off camera, I used the IRL from Makeup Revolution. I want to pick up some more of their products because they've come out with some good new products lately. They've really been killing it in the game recently from Makeup Revolution. All right, so we have those two blushes on. They look so pretty. They both give that dewy, very light coverage, almost like a tint to the face, and not as much pigment as I thought, which is also a good thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. All right, so now we're going to go in with the bronzer. We've already went over information, so we're going to pick up this brush. I don't know how much to apply because, again, this is going on the face, not in the eyes. I'm going to start up here because we don't have anything up here as far as there's no plush or anything, so I can kind of gauge how much to put on. Okay, that's really, really natural looking. I'm going in with just very, very little to start with. And then if I have to build up, we can build up. It's definitely giving that sun kiss. And it definitely, even on my skin, has more of that redder undertone to it. Like I thought, like it said that it's a light, medium, neutral undertone. But at least applied to my skin, it's got more of that red undertone. But it's not bad at all. Not bad. And then we will go ahead after we get this onto the cheeks. We will apply the Moira brush, or I just said blush, Moira powder. And then this is just going right under that blush, so we should be good to put this on. Okay, that looks good. It's not too warm. I did put a little bit more on my brush going into it on the cheek just because it is a bigger, larger area. It's not streaky, it's not patchy. It's blending with that blush really well. I mean, we probably should have said it first, honestly, but that's okay. We're gonna go ahead and just test it this way because that will also give us a good test if you can wear a cream with this as well. All right, so there's the bronzer. I think it worked really well for the eyes. Really good for in the crease. Sometimes I like to do that if I'm just doing a very quick and easy bare minimum type of look. Okay, and then we have the Moira powder. Okay, so now we have the Moira powder. This is their loose powder in translucent white. They have one in pink too, and I heard that's actually not maybe a dupe slash alternative to, I'm gonna take my hair down real quick just while we're doing this. Alternative or possibly a dupe to the Givenchy pink powder. I've never tried that. I've wanted to, but it's so expensive that I haven't done it. But they have a pink one, a translucent white. Let's see what other shades they got. Banana. They have a ton of shades. But this is their loose powder, and it retails for $10. Moira Loose Setting Powder is a weightless powder that delivers a silky smooth matte finish infused with collagen and vitamin E. This hydrating finishing powder blurs the look of porous fine lines and softens your complexion. This unique formula is designed to absorb oil and hold your makeup in place all day long without flashbacks. Now, I have mine in translucent white, and I don't, like I've said, normally go for matte, but I've heard really good things about it. The only thing I don't like is this is the applicator. Like, how, you know, so how I've been trying to think on how to use this is I'm going to use it to set my under eyes. So I'm going to keep what's in the shifter here. And then if I have to pour more out, which I probably will to set the face, or just where our liquid blush is, I'm going to pour it on the cap. I don't really like that, but that's what we're working with. And then I like to take my puff and blend that powder in to the back of my hand, the inner portion of my hand, whatever. And then I will first take this and blend out any creases, or take my finger, whichever one I want, before I go in. And then I look up and then I powder. Oh yeah. That's nice and smoothing. I will say it's definitely setting the under eyes really well. I guess you could shake it like I just did and get some powder out, but then that just makes a mess. So I guess that's how we're gonna do it. I don't like to put a lot under my eyes, and if I have a concealer that I don't have to set, I'm not gonna set. I mean, I have dry skin, I'm 38. We got some issues under the eyes, guys. I don't like to do that if I don't have to. But that's really nice and blurring and smoothing on the under eye. So far so good with that. So now we're gonna take the bigger side of the puff. I loved using a puff to set my face. I love it. And we're gonna take more, but we're gonna just pack that in. We're gonna push it into that puff and we're gonna move it around too so that powder evenly is on our puff so we don't get any streaking or anything like that. And then we're gonna set our blush on both sides. But I'm not going to go in and set my entire face because I do like the rest of it to stay dewy when I set my cream blushes with the powder instead of going over it with a powder blush, which I do that from time to time, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to leave the blush with just this blush. That's how I like to do it, and then I will leave the rest of my face nice and glowy and dewy, which is looking really, really pretty. I would say you can apply more than what I did of that blush. I don't know if it's coming off on camera as well, but we definitely could have put more on because after you powder it, you're definitely losing some of that pigment because it is a lighter pigment. But I'm very impressed with this. Definitely will be interested on trying out that powder with other formulas and other ways. From Moira again, I don't know why I was on a Moira kick, you guys. I have the Dreamlight highlighter and I have mine in Dreamlight. This I'm a little worried and nervous about. It looks... If you look at it, it looks like a Rare Beauty dupe or alternative, right? I mean, you can see here that it's very creamy. It feels like it's that baked formula with some creaminess to it. But you guys, it looks like when you swatch it, it looks beautiful. But it looks like it's very wet, but it definitely looks glittery. I don't like glitter on my face, so I'm very nervous about this. So we're just going to lightly apply some. I'm going to tap some off because I don't want too much just in case. And we're going to go over the high points of our face here. Yeah, it's pretty. I like how it swatches. It swatches like a very nice wet formula. But once I get it on my face, it's nothing but glitter. I'm not a glitter person when it comes to highlights. I've got texture. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So this might be something nice to use maybe on the eyes for, you know, like our pretty shimmer color, but I will not use this again as a highlighter. They have a number of shades and it says, get ready to experience the ultimate blend of radiance and innovative with our latest Dreamlight highlighter collection. This one-of-a-kind diamond dust highlighter delivers a subtle sparkle to illuminate your face and body with each application. No. There's a lot of glitter. I hope it's coming off on camera. Way too much glitter. If I don't like it on my eyes, I'll pass it on to my kids. I have a 14-year-old and I have a 14 and a 17-year-old. They might like it, but I'm not liking it. I don't like it on my face, you guys. Like I said, eyes perfect, but for the face, no. So the last products we have is from Hard Candy. These are the products that were out for a while. This has been out for quite some time. I just never picked them up. Wanted to, but never did. This is the lip liner, and what are they called? The Instapout lip liner, and I have mine. Does it give me a shade on here? Because I know my last ones didn't. First Move. So it's got a brush too, which I really like that. Why are you not? There we go. It's what felt like when I swatched a really, really nice and creamy lip liner. Sometimes those aren't the best because sometimes they will wear off a lot faster. So let's go ahead and apply. Okay, it's not as dark as I thought. I thought this one was going to be way darker. You know what's funny is I picked these up at my local Walmart and I got home and then the next day, I didn't get a chance to swatch them, but the next day I went to go swatch them and I realized the containers were empty. There was no makeup in them. I suck at doing this and talking so I apologize. So I went back, or I called first because I threw the receipt away like a dummy. And they told me that if I paid with my debit card, I can just return them and get one that actually has product in the box. So apparently people like to steal makeup at Walmart. And then I'm going to take the brush and just smudge it out a little, you know, kind of blur the lip line there. Ooh, I like this brush. And I like the liner. I really, really like the color. I definitely want to get more. I'm already telling you guys, I'm enjoying that. That's really, really pretty. I really like it. Highly recommend. And then the information, it was $5.97. I'll give you a little information. All plump, no filter, perfect pouty lips in an instant. Peptides stimulate your natural collagen and active hyaluronic acid to create a colorful plump kisser that's always soft and never dry. Wear alone or as a base for your favorite Instapout plumping lip gloss, which I've tried that and I love. But they definitely, I feel like definitely could be worn alone. All right, and then the last item is their Hard Candy Instapout Plumping Lip Melt. And I have mine in the shade On Again. And one thing is it goes up, but it does not go down. When I upped it to swatch it, I pushed it up a little too hard. And I can't get, guys, I apologize. Again, not used to having a camera, and my battery died. And I don't have a second battery. I definitely need to get a second one. It literally died in the middle of me about ready to give you guys information on the Hard Candy product. The Hard Candy Instapout Plumping Lip Melt. And I actually applied it. And then I looked up and realized my camera had died. So I went ahead and started my laundry and did some things while I waited. So I kind of have a feel on the product already. I guess that can be good, right? But we're going to reapply it. It's still on my lips, and I've done some drinking. I've, you know, like I said, started my laundry and everything, and the makeup on the face has been on for a while, and it still looks really good. So this is a first impression slash what it's looked like. 40 minutes. It's been 40 minutes. I just literally left and stopped filming to go do that stuff while I plugged in my battery to at least charge it enough to do this. Guess I should pay attention to the battery on the top that shows me how full it is and how empty it is. Anyways, so this product, like I said, is the Hard Candy Instapout Plumping Lip Melt. And I have mine in the On Again. I wanted Meet, what was it? Meet Cute, I want to say, but they were out of it. And like I told you guys, I went back and they went ahead and looked it up because I told you this was empty and this was empty. Both products of these were empty. I don't know how I didn't notice. I mean, I just figured they were going to be very light products, so I didn't notice it, and I was in a hurry that day as well. Like, I just need to stop being in a hurry going to Walmart and seeing and looking at makeup. Anyways, same thing I did with the foundation. Got the wrong shade, which actually, as it sat on my face, speaking of that foundation, it actually looks pretty good. It's actually not too bad, and we bronzed up and everything. And we'll go over all these products at the end real quickly. So yeah, these were empty, and I went back. They let me exchange them, and I checked, and I could feel when I picked them up too. But I also, my husband found another one of these with the empty, so we went and took the box to the lady at customer service. Anyways, these were applied. I definitely don't think there's a lot of plumping. I didn't see a lot of plumping in the last 40 some minutes, but they feel really nice. They look really nice, and they definitely have that like plumping feel to them. You know how you got that minty feel. So, and again, once you click it up, you can't unclick it. So be careful with that. But here's what it looks like. And then it's plastic. It's cute. It's Hard Candy, inexpensive. And I've tried a few things from them that I have enjoyed. So I'm definitely curious about trying out some other newest stuff they have. Let's see if this will do what I need it to. Okay, I guess not. There we go. We'll put it back there. All right, a little bit of information. It's $6.96, and it says, creamy, nourishing color melts into lips to instantly awaken your look with a juicy, plump pout. Blend of natural oils, rich in antioxidants, fatty acids, and vitamins help to soothe, condition, and plump. I would agree with that besides the plumping. Maybe a slight plump, but not too much. So let's go ahead and reapply. I mean, it looks really, really good. I like the way it looks. I don't care if it doesn't plump. So I'm not going to knock it for either slight plumping or no plumping. I would probably say there's not enough to make a difference. We'll say that. But I mean, you guys, look at that. So pretty. And look at our skin. It looks so good. Our face looks really, really good too. I definitely like that. Okay. That's beautiful. Quickly, we're going to go over everything. The lip oil from Essence, really, really nice. I do enjoy it. So not a bad product at all. Honestly, I feel like I really did enjoy everything out of this product besides one item. and we'll get to that in a minute. The next will be the LA Girl Blurring Putty Primer. Definitely, like I said, recommend the NYX over this. This isn't bad. I'll try it out a little bit more. It's not as drying as the e.l.f. one, but it reminds me so much of the e.l.f. and it's definitely more drying than the NYX one. So that one's so-so, but other than that, everything else and one other product, I highly recommend the NYX one. Love this. I'm excited to try it out more. Again, just because there's SPF in this, definitely make sure you get your SPF from your sunscreen as well. But this is really nice and liquidy. It did a good job of blurring. The foundation went over it really well, so I'll be trying it with other foundations. And then we have the Flower Beauty Ultra Light Liquid Blush. Again, it's more like a skin tint. You could probably build it up. I didn't do that. I probably should have because I knew we were going over it with powder. That's my bad. The shade Cheeky, don't be scared of it. Don't be scared to apply a little bit more than I did. Like I said, a lot of people don't like this type of applicator, which it can even get messy without, even with the on and off. But I like when they provide the on and off button because that makes it a little bit less messy. But I'm excited to give this more of a try. It has a really pretty dewy look. The Moira blush, I'm surprised that it wasn't as much of a purple undertone when I applied because, again, it definitely seemed like it was when I swatched it. I will say if I had to choose between these two, I would go with Flower Beauty over this one. I just feel like this one blended a little bit better. This is nice and creamy, and it's a great alternative if you don't have the price point for the Flower Beauty because this is a lot more cheaper. Flower Beauty still isn't that expensive, but this one is cheaper. It's really pretty. It blended really well. It's a nice cream, but I just like the look of that Flower Beauty and how it blended, and I like the shade of it as well. And then other Moira is the powder. It did a really good job of smoothing, blurring. It did a great job on my under eyes. The only caveat to it, like I said, is just the applicator, the component. Like, you don't have anywhere you can pour any out, so I recommend pouring on the top of here unless you want to shake a bunch of it like I did, and then you'll get a decent amount in here. But if you're trying to go for just a very little amount of powder like I do on my under eyes, I would shake it up, get some out, and then pour some on the cap. Not a bad product at all. I actually like that a lot better than their pressed powder. And then we have their eyeshadows. I'm really impressed. They still look really pretty on my eyes. I really like this one. I really think this one's pretty. I think this would be a great inner corner shimmer color. Beautiful shades. They blended in really nicely. They blended really well together and very little fallout. I feel like I got the fallout on this side because I used the brush once I went over on this side and used my fingers. I had no fallout. That glitter glue from Moira as well. Although this wasn't a first impressions, I used it today. Didn't use it on camera. Used it off camera. I am liking this. This is my second time using it. I will continue to use it. I do recommend it though. Inexpensive as well. I will have all this linked down below, listed, and with price points as well. And then the other Moira product is their highlighter. This is the one that I don't think the market is for me, or for anyone that's not in their teens, to be honest, or maybe early 20s. It's just too much glitter on the face. I hope it's picking up on camera for you guys, but it's chunks of glitter, and I don't like that. I really liked how it swatched. It looked like it was going to swatch and apply really beautifully and be that wet feeling. Like, when we swatched it, it just looked foiled and wet, and I love that look. It reminded me of the word beauty with a little bit of maybe shimmer, but I didn't think it was going to be as much. And it's not shimmer. There's glitter in this. They may be tiny chunks of glitter, but there is glitter. I'm going to try it next on my eyes first as a shadow, and if I don't like it that way, I'll just pass it on to one of my daughters. I mean, like I said, they're 14 and 17. My youngest likes makeup probably a little bit more than my oldest, and she likes the whole glowy shimmer thing, so it might be something she will enjoy. And then we have the NYX bronzer. I think it went into my crease like beautifully. It blended well. It's really smooth and buttery. I really do like the shade. It's not necessarily neutral like it claims to be. I feel like, at least on my tone, it's got a little bit of a reddish tone. So if you're my skin tone, it's probably gonna pull a little red, but I don't mind it at all. And it blended onto the cheeks with like no effort. It wasn't patchy. It wasn't splotchy. It went over the foundation really well, even over top of the blush without setting the blush first, which I realize I probably should have done that. But hey, it's a testing new makeup videos and testing out new makeup video, my apologies, and it did well that way. It's a nice cute shape. I will say, if you want a bigger fluffier brush than the one I use, which I did clean up too, by the way, so I don't have the brushes in here anymore, like one that I would normally use if I wanted to use the top side instead of the flat side of my BK Beauty that I love to use for my bronzers. Might be a little bit harder to get a bigger brush in this, but you probably could. I wish they would have put a mirror here too. Like there definitely is room here for a mirror. It's space that's not being used that I don't see why not, but smells delicious. It looks really pretty. It's a powder bronzer. I know that there's only so much you can say about a powder bronzer, blush, and highlighter, but it really is nice. I highly recommend it. It's another great product. And so far, this is really well. It hasn't smudged, it hasn't flaked. Their Lash Princess one it did within less than an hour. So I am impressed with this one. Like I said, I do have to try it out more, see how I can wash it off, how well it comes off. It's not tubing, but that is part of how I feel about mascaras. The wand is definitely, I have others like this, but it's not your typical wand. It's not the Christmas tree wand that you see a lot of. It's the thinner, shorter bristles that's a little bit curved. It's a good mascara though. It's also a wet formula, so we'll see as it sits out how it actually ends up being. That's a true test on what type of formula it's going to be. And then the foundation, beautiful. I think my complexion looks so pretty. It's not too dewy, but it's not matte, and it blended really well. And once it sat on my skin, it actually soaked into my skin. It's not sitting on top of it. The shade is actually not a bad shade match, so I don't think I will go pick up another shade. I mean, I can, I guess. It's only like $6, 5 something, 6 something. It's under $7, I know that. So it's not inexpensive to pick it up. I do want to try the matte one again. Like I said, I did get the matte one as well, just to kind of test out and see if anything's changed because my skin has changed. But it's a good foundation. It looks beautiful. I highly recommend it. It's really pretty. And then the hard candies, again, these sat on my lips for a while. I still have the lip liner on, and I did some drinking of my water while I was off camera doing my stuff while in my battery charge. I really like it. This one is not as dark in the shade First Move. So if you thought this might be too dark, it actually isn't. It's beautiful. I definitely want to pick up more, nice and creamy. And I really do like the brush. It definitely blended really well. It reminds me of the Refy. Correct me if I'm wrong down below. If you know what I'm talking about, there is another lip liner that's high-end. I believe it's from Refy that has a brush on the end to do the blurring and smudging. So I love that. I would pull for this and smudge out my other liners as well. You don't have to just use this brush with this liner. So very versatile, beautiful shade, nice and creamy, inexpensive. And then the little plumping balm, I'm really liking it. It gives enough shade. It's got a little bit of an orange undertone. I don't typically go for that, but it actually looks really good with, maybe it's the lip liner. I don't know. It looks good with the lip liner. It looks good on the lips. It's not too orange. It's just a tad bit of an orange undertone. And it's nice, juicy, and glossy. I don't think it did any plumping. If it did, not enough to really show any much of an effect. But I really like and highly recommend it. So that's it, you guys. That is everything. This was a really great haul. Like I said, there's only 2 products here that I don't necessarily recommend. I do feel like if you are an oily girl, go for this over the NYX. So I do recommend this for oily, but dry skin, I think it's going to remind you a lot of the e.l.f. Putty Primer. And then this is the one that I'm saying, unless you have a teenager or you are a teenager or maybe 2021, I wouldn't go for this. Again, I'll try it on my eyes, and I'll let you guys know once I try all this stuff out even more how I feel about it. This is all just first impressions. This is not my final thoughts, so things can change from now till me trying the stuff out more and doing speed reviews for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I apologize for the technical difficulties. Again, I know I keep saying this, just bear with me, give me some time to figure out this camera and filming with the camera, because this has a wide lens. It's a lot different than using your phone, which I'm glad I now have my phone to be able to pull the information off my phone for you guys, because before I would write it all down and have to do a bunch of prep. Now I don't have to give you guys the information on the products. Stay tuned for more testing new videos, and I will be shopping the Sephora VIP sale, so I will be doing a video of those products that I'm picking up. I'm pretty sure most of what I have in my cart now is new, so it will be also new products / Sephora VIP sale products try on. And then we have our speed reviews coming up. I also have a one brand trying new products from, not telling you the brand, but that's also another one. And then of course, whatever other videos we do over here. So thank you guys so much for watching. And again, don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and follow me on my socials. That will be listed down below with all these products as well. I love you guys. Thank you. Bye.